And it's important to note the difference between someone who's got weak iman, they're not doing so well, they disobey Allah here and there, things like that, and they're trying to get better, and a hypocrite. Those are two very different things. They're very, very different things. The second thing I want to talk about is nifaq, hypocrisy at the time of the Prophet ﷺ and our time. You have to make a distinction. It is absolutely necessary. I'll make this subject easy for everybody to understand. Can you compare my faith and your faith, my iman and your iman to the iman of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu? No, there's no comparison. The sacrifices he made, that Umar made, that Uthman made, that Ali made, that Usama bin Zayd made, these Sahaba who made these sacrifices, who lived this Quran when it was first revealed, what they accomplished and what they went through, we can't even begin to imagine. This was the best of generations for a reason, because the hardest of the missions ever given to a human being was supported by these people. Rasulullah ﷺ had the hardest of all missions ever given, and these were the people that had backed him up. These were his crop that helped him carry that mission. These are the greatest of all people. In other words, when Allah talks about the truest of believers and the greatest of them, there are degrees, right? Every generation has their sabiqun, but really the asbaqu sabiqina is that generation, that first generation, right? And they're the best of the best. The same way, they're kuffar, they're disbelievers, like Abu Jahl and Abu Lahab, or in the Quran, people like Fir'aun even. You're never going to get a Fir'aun again. You're going to get people that come close, but you're not going to get a Fir'aun again. You're not going to get a Ana Rabbukumul A'la type. I mean, this guy earned the kind of accolades that even Shaitan would want his autograph. He's up there, Abu Lahab is no joke. To be an uncle of the Prophet ﷺ and then curse him. To be an uncle of the Prophet ﷺ and then celebrate the death of a baby. So you're going to have bad people. You're going to have enemies of Islam later on. But nobody's even going to come close to the fact that an entire surah would be dedicated by his name. Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tab. It's not going to happen. You understand? So their best are far above our best. And their worst are far above our worst. There's no comparison. The same way, their hypocrites are far worse than any hypocrites that will come after them. Because that situation, they had the opportunity to receive guidance from the best of all human beings directly, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In addition, they were in the company of the best generation there ever was, and they still didn't take advantage of that. You and I read the Quran as a book. They didn't read the Quran, they heard the Quran. And they heard the Quran from the voice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There's a world of a difference. What they did not take advantage of. Anybody who comes, I'm not saying hypocrisy died. Hypocrisy continues. Nifaq continues. But the level to which they were Munafik, nobody will ever be Munafik. You understand? So when Allah Azza wa Jalla talks about it, there are degrees. And so when you quickly jump the gun and say, well, here's the ayah about nifaq. Here's the ayah about hypocrisy. I can think of who it applies to. It doesn't apply in the same degree. It doesn't apply in the same degree, and there's a massive difference. We have to be sensitive to these differences. So that's the second comment that I wanted to make as an introduction to this subject.